Good morning. It's Wonder, and I wanted to share a couple stories about our friend, Lisa Coronado. I kind of Facebook stalked Lisa after we kept showing up at the same places to audition for the same roles. It was so funny, and then one of us would get cast and the other one would get cast in the next project that we both showed up for. And I finally looked her up on Facebook and I saw these great photos from her 30th birthday party. It was a costume mystery party, all set in like the roaring 20s, and I thought, we are gonna be best friends. And I basically sent her a message and said, we should be friends. You're amazing. We're always hanging out together by accident. Let's hang out on purpose. And we started getting to know each other. And a couple things really stand out when Lisa and I were becoming close. One was I was premiering a short film that I was in and had helped write and produce, and it was one of those big nights. We'd rented out the AMC. We built this whole block with other local filmmakers' shorts films and music videos, and it was special, but it was a lot of work. And as you know, any creator knows, what can be so difficult is getting people to be able to show up for it, just because we're busy. And there's a lot, it's, especially like, I have to find parking or childcare. It's a lot. And she was also, had a cold at the time. And I remember that she said at those last minutes, she's like, I can't make it. And I was super bummed. And I was like, I wanted her to see this on the big screen. And I kind of wanted her to be proud of me. So I was like, that's fine. And then at the theater in the dark, she shows up. I could not believe it. And she had like Kleenex and cold medicine, and she had a friend drive her, and she showed up, and I was floored. Because I know that that's hard when you have a cold. The only thing I'm going to be doing is sitting in bed with Netflix, and I was so impressed that she came out. And then in 2012, I was at my mom and dad's house, and my dad was dying of cancer, and my mom was primary caregiver, and I was there supporting her as much as I could and being with him and soaking up what I didn't know at the time was his last precious weeks, months. And in the middle of it, I'm trying to work remotely, and I'm also feeling alone, much like Lisa feels in her illness. And she suggested, she's like, why don't we hang out on like Google Hangouts or FaceTime? And we started having wine dates. And I just remember the first time I saw her log on, I was so happy. It was just like, here is this beaming, beautiful, loving face. She had a glass of wine. She's like, hey, Wonder. And I was just like, it just showing up for me in the small, special, meaningful ways that I'll never forget. And if you know Lisa, you know that's her. She's come out to support your plays. She's come out to support events and Kickstarters. And if you've been sick, she's shown up with soup or casseroles. If you've had babies, she's shown up with meals. She's such a giving, nurturing person. And this is our time to give back, to give to her. Lisa and I also started working together a lot more as in acting, and I have always been in awe of her range and her ability. She's so open and brave and funny, and will just go for it 1000%. And I have seen work by Lisa that has blown me away. And honestly, I wanted to start directing more because of Lisa Coronado, because I was like, she can go places I cannot go. Like, she is like a magical instrument as an actor, just amazing. And we've started working together and putting our creations together and having this amazing time. And in the middle of trying to finish See You on the Other Side, she got really sick, and we had a really hard time trying to figure out how to finish this movie with with Lisa being so sick and no diagnosis in sight. And eventually it came down to, it was now or never, because we were about to lose the location permanently. They were selling the location where we had shot the whole film. We had looked into other options and we couldn't find anything that matched. And it was really this it's either we'll never finish it, if we can't get into the house. So we made a date and we put it all together, but Lisa was still sick. And so handling that was, I'm so impressed that she was able to even power through. I remember picking her up one morning, because I was picking her up and driving her, and she had a tough morning, and you could see it on her face. She was wan, and she looked so tired, and she's like, I might, just trying to speak up gently for the things that she might need. We had Amy Getz on set doing crafty and also just mothering us and trying, doing energy work for Lisa and anything that we could to support her. And we also made a plan every day with Chris and Lindy Boussin and the rest of the crew. Be like, what scenes are most important this day? Because at any moment she might crash, and let's make sure that we shoot it with her energy in mind. And we had these every day. We had like plan A, B, and C, and every day we got through it. And she would start off just exhausted and in so much pain and dizzy and having gastritis issues, and it was almost like the love in that crew, which I will never stop thanking you for. Thank you so much. The love and the energy and the lightness of the scenes that we were doing at the time, which were very focused on the sweet, tender parts of their relationship. It was almost like we lived in this wonderful little bubble where we could finish this, but also that Lisa got this wonderful creative outlet. Because, when you are a creative person and being an actor and having, you have to act with your body, but then having your body fail you and break down and be unpredictable, and having to back out of projects. And it's so hard to have that taken away from you, especially when that's so much of your joy. And I thank God that we had that time and that we could put it all together, and that she was such a trooper to even try it, to even give it her best shot, knowing that it was probably going to take a toll. We talked a lot about that, her prep going in. There was just for her physical healing and energy, trying to, boost up her immune system as best as possible, trying to get a lot of rest. And then we had a plan for once we shot, the relapse that we knew was coming, because it takes so much out of her. And Lisa, I love and adore you for bringing your whole self exactly as you are and were, and just saying, hey, here I am, but I'm still going to do my best, because this is still, something that fills me up. And it's such a special moment. And I know that there's a lot of you out there who are friends of both of us, but also, waiting to see this film, and we're at least we're done with all the filming, and I'm just so thankful that Lisa made it through. And as a director, I have this feeling like Lisa's the only one who can play this part. She's, I love her presence so much. And, going back to that, there's only one of her, and she can do that, and I couldn't. But what I could do is this. I can say, look at all these times that you have pulled through for projects and for people who need you. The times that you have shown up with a bottle of wine on someone's doorstep to console them, the times that you have thrown nacho parties and taco frying parties where you fried for 40 people, and then we all end up sitting on your kitchen floor and laughing and just enjoying life. And I just want us to give that all back to Lisa. And I told her, she was, was very hesitant about me doing this, and I said, you know what, you have people who love you, and they want a way to show you, how much they support you, because we can't jump into your body and help you fight, and we don't know the doctors, and you've seen all the doctors. We don't what can we do other than show you how loved and supported you are, how important you are, how much we care about you and miss you, and we'll never give up on you. And that is, that is that collective love. That is the collective, our spirit of friendship bringing us all together, that we rise, we lift each other up when we're low. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up the way Lisa has showed up in your lives. Thank you for showing up for Lisa, for sharing, for getting that message out, for doing anything you can to help them in this really tough time. We know that this is a marathon. It's not like we have, that we have this cure that we're trying to get, but the toll of not knowing, of the uncertainty, and the toll of the pain in her body every day. I've seen her unable to move with tears coming down her face and still trying to be strong and not make anyone worry. It's special to be able to show up for our friends when they really need us. And I know that she's touched all of our lives. And thank you for returning that love. Everything that you're doing, all your support, is touching the Coronado's lives deeply, and it's making a lasting impact. And I can't thank you enough.